Dear student, class 7, chapter 4, science. Topic is heat. This is our video series part 2. In this video we will study transfer of heat and forms of heat. Heat is a form of energy which can flow from one body to another body. Heat can also flow from one part of the body to the other part of the body. एक स्थान से दूसरे स्थान तक हीट क्या होती है, ट्रांसफ़र होती है बेटा, फ्रॉम हाई टेम्परेचर टू लो टेम्परेचर, एज वी हैव स्टडीड. What are the condition under which heat can flow? So suppose if we dip a metallic spoon in a cup of hot tea, for example 4.8, figure 4.8, which is shown here above on the top, we find that the temperature of the spoon rises or increases. It becomes hot. In this case, some heat from the hot tea flows to the cold metallic spoon placed in it. Now beta, very important, the process of carrying heat from one part of an object to its other part, एक भाग से दूसरे भाग तक, or from one object to some other object is known as transfer of heat. So what is transfer of heat? Definition: the process of carrying heat from one part of an object to its other part, or from one object to some other object is known as transfer of heat. Heat flows from a hot object to a cold object, from hot temperature to cold temperature or low temperature. In other words, heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to another body at a lower temperature. The flow of heat or transfer of heat stops when two bodies are at the same temperature. Flow of heat, transfer of heat, हीट क्या होगी, एक ऑब्जेक्ट से दूसरे में नहीं ट्रांसफ़र हो सकती when the bodies, when two objects are having same temperature. जब टेम्परेचर दोनों बॉडीज़ का समान होगा, then there will be no transfer of heat. Heat can only transfer from high temperature to low temperature, from hot to cold part. This means no heat will be transferred from one body to another body. In condition, if the temperature of the two bodies is the same, heat can flow from a body at a higher temperature to another body at a lower temperature in three different ways. These are conduction, convection and radiation. We will study conduction. Conduction generally occurs in solids. In solids, heat is transferred by conduction. This is very important. Let us perform activity. So we will see activities also. To understand such a transfer of heat from the hot part of a material to its colder part is called conduction. It should be noted that the transfer of heat takes place within the same body, which is the aluminum rod in the above activity, which we are going to see, that activity number 4. Activity 4, to prove conduction. The aim of study to demonstrate the conduction of heat in a metal rod, as we can see in the figure 4.9, conduction of heat in metals. There is a metallic rod which is aluminium, and iron nails are there, wax, a burning candle and a clamp stand. These are the materials that has been used to perform this activity. Now the procedure: take a flat aluminium rod and fix some iron nails on it using wax. The rod is then clamped to a stand as shown in figure 4.9. Now heat the free end or the right portion of aluminum rod. What we will observe? We observe that the iron nails start falling as heat travels from one end to other end along the rod. It heat up the rod and melt the wax. The nails thus start falling one by one, as you can see in the figure. So due to heat, wax will melt, and because of that, iron nails will start falling down. Now conclusion, we can conclude that heat is transferred from the hot end to the rod to its colder end, from hot end of the rod to its colder end by the process of conduction. So conduction, it occurs only in solid under the process of transfer of heat. Now such a transfer of heat from the hot part of a material to its colder part is called conduction. It should be noted that the transfer of heat takes place within the same body, which is the aluminum rod in the above activity number 4. Now beta, we will see conductors and insulators. The transfer of heat by process of conduction takes place only in solids. On the basis of conduction, materials are classified into two groups: good conductors of heat as well as poor conductors of heat. Beta, it's interesting, top yellow color highlighted figure, you can see asbestos sheets in figure 4.10 are preferred over iron sheets for roofing because asbestos is a poor conductor of heat. So there will be less heat transfer, less heat absorption. The materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are known as good conductors or simply conductors of heat. So what is good conductors? What are good conductors? The materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are known as good conductors or conductors of heat. The materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are known as poor conductors of heat. Poor conductors of heat are also called insulators. All metals and their alloys are good conductors of heat. For example, silver, copper, iron are among the best conductors of heat, whereas plastic, wood, paper, glass, cork, sawdust, water and air are insulator. In general, liquids are poor conductors of heat and gases are the poorest conductor of heat. All materials having trapped air in them are excellent insulators. Now beta, we will see uses of conductors and insulator in our daily life. As you can see in the figure beta 4.12, cooking utensil made up of conductor and handle made up of insulator. Insulator are poor conductor of heat. First point, the cooking utensil figure 4.12 are made up of metal or metal alloys, as they are good conductors and quickly transfer heat from the gas stove to the food kept inside the utensils. Also, These cooking utensils have handles that are made up of insulator such as plastic or wood. These do not allow any transfer of heat from the hot cooking utensils to our hand because we have used poor conductor like insulator, so heat will not transfer, जिससे हाथ नहीं जलेगा. These do not allow any transfer of heat from the hot cooking utensils to our hand, thus saving us from burn injuries. Second, mercury is used in thermometer because it is a good conductor of heat. Now, third point, woolen clothes. Woolen clothes keep us warm during the cold winter days, as you can see in figure 4.13. Woolen clothes keep us warm. Wool, being a poor conductor of heat, prevents the flow of heat from our warm body to the cooler surroundings. So, moreover, the air trapped in woolen cloths act as good insulator and prevent heat transfer, thus keeping us warm. Similarly, a woolen blanket keeps us warm on a cold winter night. So beta, this we have studied about conductors and insulator as well as process, that is conduction. Okay beta. In next lecture or next series we will study convection and radiation. Thank you.